the most original talk radio station anywhere. We are LA Talk Radio at latalkradio.com.
You're listening to Faith, Family, and Prosperity with Cedric Penn, only on LA Talk Radio.
It's time to stop imagining that you can live a better life. It's time to start believing. Tune in for another great season of Faith, Family, and Prosperity with author, businessman, and motivational speaker Cedric Penn, along with a host of all-star guests every Tuesday, 3 p.m. on LA Talk Radio, where faith, family, and prosperity connect.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and welcome to the Faith, Family, Prosperity Hour here at LA Talk Radio. This is Cedric Penn. It's a sunny day in California today, and we're excited about a big day today. If you're our listener, thanks for listening to us. We got an incredible show lined up, and the way we get our show started with our legendary prayer with my good friend and college teammate Kevin Hawley. Kevin, go ahead and get the show started.
Father, we just come to you right now in the name of Jesus, asking you to, first and foremost, bless those that have been affected by the tragedy in Boston, Massachusetts of this week, Father. Father, we also want to thank you for all that you've given us. You amaze us with your love, blessing, and rewards that we receive every day without even asking or realizing that we're receiving them, Father. We give thanks for this day in which our dreams will flourish, our plans will succeed, and our destiny will be assured. Father, for we desire to prosper not only in wealth, but also in all aspects of our lives. For we already know that you have told us that we do not need to worry or have fears about anything. You have already told us that you will take care of everything, and we just need to trust and have faith. For we know you plan our daily feasts, and as we eat the bread of heaven, Father, we know that we shall continue to prosper here on earth. Father, thank you for all of your great rewards, and we will continue to work diligently and strive to do our best in all that we do, Father. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Kev. And, exciting day, exciting call lined up. And, the Faith, Family, Prosperity Hour here at LA Talk Radio. This is Cedric Penn. I have an incredible guest. But our sponsors, our platinum sponsors, as always, is Samsung Mobile. The next big thing, the Galaxy Note 2. I use it every single day in my life and my business. And I don't know what I would do without it. And then Kia Motors, the official car of the NBA. Just an incredible car, incredible features, great gas mileage, safe, has all the up-and-coming features of a new car. I mean, they've changed the way that a Kia looks. If you haven't been in a Kia lately, you definitely want to check it out. Our sponsor today is Kia of Chamblee, Georgia. Location is 5880 Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, Chamblee, Georgia. 30341. The contact number over there, 678-986-2169. Kia of Chamblee is our sponsor as well. Thank you so much, Samsung and Kia, for believing in the Faith, Family, and Prosperity Hour here at LA Talk Radio. We're going into our second season. Big things happening around the country, around the world today. We definitely, I can't really go through today not thinking about the people in the folks up there in Boston, Massachusetts. Just was such a cowardly act that, it's irresponsible. Really just, I can't put words around it. I mean, people's lives were impacted and changed at a race of the Boston Marathon. I remember as a kid watching the Boston Marathon. I never was an actual runner other than in sports, but I was always intrigued by the gentlemen and the ladies that really took the desire and discipline to go through that race. 26 miles of putting your body and your head and your heart into something, and then cross the finish line and have your life changed and have the spectators' lives changed. So we hope we know our government's going to go out hard and heavy and go out and put these people where they need to be, underneath the ground, wherever they need to go, but not on this earth, in my opinion. But today is one of those days that we bring somebody on this call that, he's more than a friend. He's like a brother. We've been like brothers for almost 2 decades now. We got some incredible memories together as friends, as brothers, and even as business partners. And, today I want to bring somebody on here today that I got a tremendous amount of respect for. He's a business strategist. He's done some incredible things in life, in business. And, I'm actually his son's godfather. That's how much respect that him and his wife Sheila have for me and our family and what we stand for. And, we love them and we care about them. And that's one of the things about being around a person that has great faith and great family morals and prosperity morals is that they do the right thing all the time. He's one of those individuals that always had something positive to say. I don't care what the circumstances were, was always supportive of me, my family, my mission, my goals, and was a big part of some of the biggest paydays that I had in business when I started back in the late I'm telling my age now, Lon. The late 80s, early 90s in Washington D.C. were at our first breakthrough. But I want to bring on my friend and business partner and somebody that I look up to, Mr. Lonnie Robinson. I know you're on the line, and if you would just kind of bring the listeners up. A lot of listeners on here already know who you are. They hear me talk about you all the time, but just give us a little bit of your background and where you grew up and what brought you to where you're at today.
Well, thank you so much, Cedric. I tell you what, you're too expensive for me to hire and have travel across the country and do any of my podcasts or anything as my introducer. But I would love to have you do that because that was a phenomenal introduction, one of the best I've ever had. I'm sitting here, I'm going, who is this guy he's talking about? But no, I was just joking. But thank you so much, and it is true. You have been an intricate part of not only my business success, but my personal life too. You've known me when I was a single guy out there and a renegade salesperson trying to make a living and make some money to live the lifestyle that everybody dreams of. And we've been through some really incredible times of being, as you say in your book, broke, busted, and disgusted. And we have evolved into honest, ethical marketers, good businessmen, good friends, good family. It's just been a beautiful experience, and I owe a lot of that to you as well. To get the listeners up to speed, I got started when I was born and raised in North Carolina. I actually spent a lot of my life down in Mainz, Germany. My dad was in the Air Force, and we did travel around the world, so I got that international, that global experience of visiting various countries and learning the different diverse lifestyles and the diversity of people across the world. That is one of the things that's really been a positive element in my life, in both business and personal life, because it opened my eyes to a lot of things. And after I graduated from college, I went in and I started, I had that entrepreneur itch where I just wanted to have my own business. And while I did work for corporate America, I always kept my eye on the prize of having my own business and being a successful entrepreneur. Corporate America was the thing that fueled my passion to want to do that even more. And, one of the things that I always could count on was having that comfy little day job. And one day when I got that pink slip, I knew that these things were going to change for me. I knew that I didn't have that cushion. I knew that I had to get out here and make things happen. So I struggled for quite some time, but I never gave up. I mean, we went through incredible times of my wife having to pay the bills. She was still working with corporate America. We were raising a son, a baby, and just having a difficult time. But I started surrounding myself around people like Cedric Penn and surrounding myself around other mentors, both offline and online. And these were good mentors. One of the things that people get confused is they think that having a mentor is the thing. Well, actually, there are two types of mentors. There's those that can help you and those that are just only interested in helping themselves. So I basically, learned to surround myself with the people that were interested in helping me evolve into a better person and a better businessman. And we got into the wireless business back in 2002. And I sold my wireless communications business after that. And went into the internet marketing arena. And, to this day, I haven't looked back. It's just been an incredible experience for me. I've met a lot of great clients, prospects, customers, a lot of great joint venture partners. And we are in the we are teaching people the freedom of having their own business, working at home, selling digital information products online. And I call these people information brokers. And like I said, I've had my share of success, but I've also experienced my share of failure. And because I thought that if you built a cool-looking website and added some awesome products to it, that people are going to come running with their credit cards in hand, and I'd be rich overnight. So I learned you have to build relationships. You have to move that value line and offer more than everyone else is, and always stay focused on customer first.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Lonnie. We'll just kind of walk back and you covered some ground there. First of all, I know your mom, I know your family. You came from an incredible background with incredible people around you, and I just happen to be blessed to meet you. But I remember, us young guys in the cell phone industry, back in the break room, sitting in our cubicles. I remember back in the day as we worked together at Cellular One, many, many years ago, way before 2002. And, you always wanted to be your own man. You always wanted to do your own thing. But you were respectful with it, but you weren't there you were there to learn and to expand your own brand, to expand your own marketability and to teach other people how to do that as well. But I want to kind of talk about, because we talked about the cell phone industry. Back in the day, we were cutting edge. Most people don't even know on this call, Lonnie Robinson sold the first Nextel unit in the Washington, D.C. marketplace. I remember when it came in a brown, looked like pizza box back in the day. Yeah. And so we've been in wireless telecommunications, but, back in the day, we were pioneers there. Now, the pioneers are on the internet, and that's what I want to talk about today, because we're going to move into the future. The wireless communication is still big, but you know what? The big money, in my opinion, has already been made. We made a lot of that money. Now let's talk about the new era, the new economy, the new entrepreneurship, and that's on the internet and being able to build a brand and market yourself on the internet. And you're one of the foremost experts at doing that. So let's kind of focus our energy there today. So if a listener's on this call today, I don't care if they have a nonprofit or a church organization, or they're an entrepreneur trying to move some products, give me some steps. Let's give our listeners some steps of what they need to do to get themselves positioned right to be able to earn some tremendous income on the internet.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Cedric. I'm going to tell you the first thing you need to do is you need to close out all the distractions. The thing about the internet is that it could be a place full of distractions, and you're watching so many people do so many things when it comes to business. What you want to do is you want to define your brand. You want to make a decision on what it is that you represent. And for example, the most successful companies offline have been doing this for years. They define their brand. I mean, you don't see Pizza Hut selling hamburgers and hot dogs and all these other things. They're focusing on making the best pizza. You want to build your brand around specifics. You want to build it around specifics. So one of the first things that I think that I feel that you should do is you should brand yourself. You should create that brand, and you do that by logo design. You do that by getting a website, getting legal. Your business should be legal. See, the thing is that people think that it's so simple to get online and create a business by just buying a .com name. So if you become the makemoneyonlineman.com, people go out and they reserve that domain name for $10, and now all of a sudden they think they're in business. Well, you've got to have a business plan, just like you do offline. You've got to have a marketing plan. You've got to forecast, what is it that I want to do? What am I going to have to do to get there? The first thing vital is to brand yourself. Create that brand, and then you want to go out to, once you've established that brand, you want to go out and create what I call the digital buzz. That's number one.
All right, Lonnie, let's talk a little bit about, let's back up and we talk about brand, I want you to really talk about and share with the listeners, because, what does a brand mean? What does it mean? Your product that you're offering, your service that you're offering, your business philosophy, who you stand for. When you tell somebody they should brand themselves, we know they can go out and design a logo, but there's more behind that brand than just that logo, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've got to find that thing that you're an expert at. And you've got to find an audience that is going to be receptive to what it is that you have that they want. You've got to find that audience. So once you go out and get that audience, you create that brand by providing value, by being a student. See, if you want to be the best at anything, you've got to be a student first. A lot of people want to be leaders. A lot of people want to be the pioneers of information, the pioneers of product creation. They want to be the pioneers, but they're not willing to do what it takes to be that true pioneer, to be looked upon as a pioneer. You want to go out and you want to be a student. How do you do that? You've got to find the people that are doing what it is that you want to do, that have the things that you want to have. And you've got to go out and you've got to study them. You've got to actually hire them as mentors, as business coaches. You've got to do that. You've got to invest in your education so that you can be the best. You've also got to align your inner circle. What does that mean? That means aligning yourself with the thought leaders, the people that think like you do, act like you do, and want what you want. So you want to align yourself with them, and you want to form those partnerships. You want to be able to interact with them to get their feedback, to share their tools, tips, and strategies. You want to do all those things so that you are prepared for your prospects and for your customers and your audience. So you want to align yourself with not only those mentors and coaches that can help you, you want to be a student of the products and services that you're trying to provide, and you want to be connected with your JV partners and your inner circle of like-minded people.
All right. I appreciate that. I learned a lot, and I think our listeners are really taking some notes. If you're listening on the show and you're listening and you know a friend should be getting this information, tell them right now to log in at latalkradio.com. This is Cedric Penn on the Faith, Family, and Prosperity Hour. I got my special guest, Mr. Lonnie Robinson, the business strategist, an expert on the internet and building brand and traffic and marketing and funnel marketing and information, and just an incredible background and success story. But more importantly, he's taught a lot of other people, and that's what's so exciting about people that have success. And I want you to hit on that, Lonnie, because I think it's important. Successful people can't be successful without a successful system. And I want you to talk about the importance of understanding a system. Number one, understand one, how to get one and develop one or buy one or get connected to somebody that has one, but entrench yourself in it and then be able to teach other people to do the same. So could you hit on the power of systems?
Sure, absolutely. In any business, you've got to have a system. You've got to have a business plan, and then you've got to have a model that you have to create that's going to be effective. Now, at my company, Robinson Info Media, our tagline and motto is learn, create, share. And what that is we go out and we collect data. We learn new things. The internet is ever changing. The internet landscape, information marketing landscape, the social media landscape is ever changing, constantly changing. I mean, 10 years ago, Facebook didn't exist. And now we've got 1 billion people on Facebook. They have over 1 billion accounts. They've now got 850 million people that are active on Facebook. So you've got to have that plan. You got to go out and you've got to create that business plan, that model, and effectively share that with your audience. So the way to do that, and again, I can't express the importance of having a business coach enough, and we do that. And with our learn, create, share, basically we go out and we collect that data, we learn, and then we create different processes. We create different business models, and we test and tweak them. We find the ones that are the most successful based on testing and constant implementation. And what we do is we share that with our clients. We share that. And I implore you to do the same thing. Before you go out and you actually call yourself a business coach or call yourself a social media expert or whatever you want to call yourself, you want to make sure that you've got statistical data that backs up everything that you're teaching. So that's what you want to do.
Well, you said something that was, was profound to me, is that don't hold yourself out there as if you've already, you've done something that you haven't done, because a life coach, a success coach, a mentor they're individuals that are meant to compress your success. They're the individuals that have been places you haven't been. By attaching yourself to them, now you're able to compress your learning curve. So now you'll be able to take something that would normally take a person 3 to 5 years to learn. Now you can learn it in 9, 10, 12 months if you're around the right individuals. And Mr. Robinson is one of those individuals. I know that. I've seen him do it. I know some of his pupils. I know people that he's done business with for years and years and years. And when he tells me that something's real, I know he's already vetted it. He already looked at it. He already knows the ins and outs of it, and knows why it's important for us to put it into implementation into my business. So let's take a look at this, because Facebook and Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram and Pinterest. I mean, we can go on and on and on about what's out there on the internet. And I think a lot of people just get overwhelmed, Lonnie, with what they should be doing on the internet as a business owner. What should a business owner, how should they use the internet to support their whatever business they're in, and do it in a way that it's not overwhelming?
Good point. Basically, there's so many different avenues of social media, and I could go on and on. I probably know over 100. There's some that you've probably never heard of. There's a new one called Whisper. You've never heard of that. You should Google it, but it's a new one. As a matter of fact, Instagram, if you're not familiar with Instagram, they are coming out with a website type environment. Right now, they are an app. They were recently purchased by Facebook, but they are an app. There's so many things out there that can get you distracted. But what I think you should do first is you want to build your business around what I call the primary site. Okay, before we get into social media, let's talk about social media is a form of engagement, and what you're doing is you're sharing, you're spreading the word. But if you're spreading the word about your brand and it's not ready, then it's worthless. It's worthless, and you're actually about to waste 850 million people on Facebook. You're actually about to waste the 86,000 potential posts per month that Brazil has. You're actually about to waste so many different avenues. And with social media growing at a vast pace, you want to make sure that you are positioned to receive that influx of traffic and you're able to connect with your audience. So I've got what I call my primary site. And I'm gonna tell you about these sites. It's actually 4 of them. It could be 5 depending on your business model, but we're going to go over the first 4. The first 4 is number 1 is your About Me page. And this could be your name. So, for example, LonnieRobinson.com or JohnDoe.com. You want to establish yourself, because social media is about people and not about, it's more about people and less about business. People don't want to connect with businesses. They want to connect with people. They would rather connect with people. And in this day and time, in the information marketing age, people want to get to know and like and trust you, and then make a decision as to whether or not they're going to do business with you and your business. So you want to create that About Me page. It is paramount that people get to know about you. The next thing you want to have is you want to have a support system. I encourage you to get a support website that's dedicated solely to supporting your customers, your prospects, even your JV partners and your affiliates. And you want to also use that as a tool for people to get to know more about you. Now, having a quality support system really shows that you are serious about your business and serious about your products and services that you provide, and even more so serious about the customers, prospects who are shopping with you. The next thing you want to have is you want to have that corporate website. And we talked about branding, and we talked about branding yourself, but you want to make sure you have that corporate presence. And why is this good? Because other companies deal with other companies. So you want to have that business to business. Plus, you want your customers to know, hey, you are a real business. So you want to have that corporate website. We've got RobinsonInfoMediaInc.com. And basically what that does is it tells you about our products and services, how you can learn more about myself, how you can learn more about our staff, and everything that we do, and how you can connect with us on our newsletter. And the next thing you want to have is, if you've got products and services, the one thing you want to have is you want to not only want to have customers, but you also want to have an alignment with joint venture partners and affiliates who can better broadcast your products and services to people that you may not have been able to reach. So I suggest that you not only have an affiliate program, but you create a website designed to help those affiliates and JV partners that you're aligned with, and you provide them with the tools, training videos, all the things that they need to effectively get your brand out. Now, last, and this is optional, is you want to have, say, maybe a bonus website. And I learned this from my good friend Omar Martin, and he talks about the power of having bonuses when you're promoting other people's products. Now, when you're aligned with people like Cedric Penn and other internet marketers, they got products and services, and you form partnerships with them, creating this bonus website will be a great way to entice your audience to support their products through your affiliate links. So you want to offer them bonuses and other incentives to go and do business with Cedric. What does this do? This increases your connection with him, and it also increases your income. So those are the 5 primary sites that you want to have. Once you've got all that aligned, then you want to start focusing on social media. And people ask me, Lonnie, which ones are the best? Well, there are quite a few that are best, but the ones you should focus on are all of them. You do not want to miss out on any of these, because all of these could be potential avenues. You want to look at the mobile industry as well. There are 488 million users regularly using their Facebook on their mobile phone. You want to make sure that when people go to your website, when they look at your products and services on their phones, you want to make sure they're able to take action. Okay? So the primary one is Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Pinterest, StumbleUpon, Foursquare, Dig, Instagram, Reddit, Tumblr, and WordPress. Now, if you have any of these accounts, if you got all of these accounts, you can effectively get your brand out to your audience.
I want you to say something, because you said something that I think a lot of people, I hope the listeners didn't miss it. Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to the Faith, Family, Prosperity Hour here on LA Talk Radio. I got my special guest, Mr. Lonnie Robinson, a business strategist on the internet, online, offline. We're talking about the power of social media. And he made a statement earlier that I hope that everybody heard. Make sure your primary website is mobile, smartphone friendly. And what that means is that when they go to your URL, it should format to that phone. If it's an iPhone or an Android or whatever, it should mask itself down ratio-wise to be able to action and take action and function. The functionality should be the same as it is on a desktop or a mobile phone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most important things you'll do on the internet, because you don't want to stop somebody from clicking buy. At the end of the day, nothing happens until buy. And when buy happens, things got to happen. And they got to be able to be functionable, so you're the end person that's buying it, your end product buyer that has enough confidence in you to just click buy. When they click buy, it better work. And it got to work. It can't be one day it works and the next day it doesn't work. And it's important that all of us on this call, the show today, as business entrepreneurs, is that the internet is a powerful thing, but it could be something very detrimental to your business as well if you're not positioned correctly and don't have the right infrastructure in place when people hit the website. Now, Lonnie, I want you to talk about, we all know that Google drives the internet, period. Google owns the internet. Google owns the algorithms of how, SEO and search engine optimization happens when someone types in a person's name into Google. I want you to talk about the power of the social media and what social media outlets drive those algorithms deeper, stronger, with more roots than others.
Good point. Good point. And I tell you, Google used to be what they call the 800-pound gorilla in the room. But it has changed, Cedric. It has changed. And I'm going to share this with you. A lot of people are using the alternative. People are on YouTube. See, we live in an era now where people love the visual. They want to watch videos. And our videos are becoming more intuitive. Our videos are becoming more of a great information base. It's not just about entertainment anymore. It's about learning how to do this or learning how to do that or how to fix this or it's also about, okay, should I buy this product versus this product? Should I buy the Android or should I buy the iPhone? You can go to YouTube, and that's why I listed that as one of the primary social media avenues that you need, that you've got to be on. You've got to get videos on YouTube, and that has become the big. And you'll hear more about this. I was listening to a podcast with YouTube expert Mr. James Wedmore. This was about a week or so ago, and he was saying he was sharing these unbelievable statistics of how many people are on YouTube every day. I think it's 41,000 YouTube videos uploaded every hour. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that it's somewhere in there, somewhere in that amazing, range. And people now are looking at these YouTube videos on their Android phones, on their iPhones, and that has become the major search engine. It is about to surpass Google in terms of search results. I highly recommend that you need to create a presence on YouTube and get your videos out there. They don't have to be major motion picture videos.
There we
People
go.
like simplicity. People like simplicity.
Let me stop right there, Lonnie, because it's important. I know when I first started doing video, we started doing video back in the day, you and I. Mm-hmm. We didn't know what we were doing, but we were just excited and passionate about what we were doing, right?
Absolutely.
But what I want, and this is important, I don't want to cut you off, but I want everybody to understand, you do not have to be a professional presenter to do a YouTube video. You do not have to be a professional person to do a video. Believe it or not, the people that are more professional have the less effectiveness because people see right through it of being something that they're trying to be sold instead of sharing it from their heart. So I'll turn it back. I want you to kind of drive that point, Lonnie, because I think it's important that everybody knows that YouTube is for everybody. And any content. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. We live in the reality time. As strange as that sounds, what I'm talking about is reality TV. These aren't your traditional movie star, and yet they get the highest ratings. You think of some of the reality TV shows, and as ridiculous as some of them are, and as ridiculous as the whole storyline is, that is entertainment, and that's what people are into. And why are they into it? Because they're looking at themselves. When they look at a reality show, they're looking at their life. They're looking at their life on TV. and what better way to do that? When you're creating your YouTube videos, you want to be as natural. You want to be yourself because that is going to get you the most subscribers, the most views, the most clicks, and the most interest. And people are going to spread your video around even more so. You look at some of the videos that have gone viral. There was nothing major, epic motion picture about it. I'm going to give you some statistics as far as viewership. And this is what really hits it home when you talk about Google, which, by the way, YouTube is owned by Google. When you talk about Google versus YouTube, there are more than 1 billion unique users that visit YouTube each and every month. There's over 4 billion hours of video that's watched each month on YouTube. 72 hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every minute of the day. There's 72 hours of video being uploaded to YouTube. and 70% of YouTube traffic comes from outside the United States. So this is another way for you to reach those different markets. And we talked about Facebook and we talked about mobile. Now, in the mobile, the foreign markets are the ones that are growing the fastest. And if you're not positioned in front of them, you're going to miss out on a major opportunity. In terms of world growth, 41% of Russia, South Korea, Japan, India, and Brazil hold the market share for viewership on YouTube, places like YouTube. 41%. Places like YouTube and Facebook. I need to add Facebook as well. How many subscriptions? Millions of subscriptions each day to YouTube. And subscriptions allow you to connect with someone you're interested in. So, for example, I watch Cedric's video, and I'm able to connect to his YouTube by becoming a subscriber. They're called channels. So I can connect to his YouTube channel, and when he posts a new video, guess what happens? I get notification that he has a new video up. And how awesome is it to go out and tap into some of these 1 billion unique users each and every month and share your message on YouTube? And the great thing about that is that, and we talked about the primary sites, you can direct them to any of these sites. So even if you just wanted to talk about your business, even if you wanted to introduce yourself, hey, my name is Lonnie Robinson. You can learn more about me at LonnieRobinson.com. I help people do this, and I help people do that. Click the link beneath this video, and you'll learn more about me. This is Lonnie Robinson. If you need more support, you could go to our support system. Click the link below. And because YouTube is a part of Google, guess what happens? You're going to get indexed in the search engine. And you're going to be indexed right there with all the other entries. Now let me ask you this. And let's just say, hey, you want to learn how to unclog a sink. Okay, so you go to you go to Google and you type in how to unclog a sink. Now, what if you were a plumber and you've got a video up there? You're a plumber. You've got a business as a plumber, and you've got your YouTube channel, and you upload a video that shows you step by step how to unclog a sink. What do you think? Where do you think Google's going to place that? When people type in how to unclog a sink, guess what? They're going to see that video, and they're going to click on that video and go to YouTube, and then you got control. You could show people how to do that, and then you can say, hey, if you want to learn more cool stuff like this, why don't you click the subscribe button here? And visit our corporate website by clicking the link beneath this video. How powerful is that? If you don't get that, then you don't get it.
Wow. You said, I'm excited. I'm sitting here writing notes, but YouTube was so powerful, Lonnie. And I think that there's some people out there that hopefully just now getting it. This is how you know when something's big's happening. Watch iPhone. When iPhone starts making and adjusting their applications and enhancing them, you know big things are happening. It's exactly what they just did with the YouTube application on iPhone. Is they enhanced it. It made it more easy, more friendly for a person to shoot video from their iPhone and just connect it straight to their YouTube channel, as well as on Android. So just really be cognizant of what's going on out there in the space. What about this, Lonnie? Let me just kind of run this by you. Google Plus. That's the new guy on the block that everybody's kind of migrating to. Talk about the power of Hangout.
Yeah, Hangout is something that I'm just now getting used to, and the reason why is because, it's like all those new things. I don't really go out and start talking about stuff. We talked about learn, create, share. And I don't really go out and really, really promote something if I haven't actually used it. I actually participated in a Hangout about a week or so ago, and I was totally blown away with that. Just an amazing way to connect with people, an amazing way to get your message out there. People see you live, and it's free. I mean, it's free. I really started to think of the possibilities here. Hangout is a good way for you to get a group of like-minded people and have joint venture conference calls and just talk about things that you want to do to evolve your business, ways that you can work together. Hangout is also a good way to connect with your audience. So, for example, your prospects and customers have just bought a product from you. This is a good way to connect with them because you can set up a hangout. Hey, as a bonus, you guys get to hang out with me and we can talk live and you can ask me anything and you can see me and you can see our office and all these things. And it is just an awesome way to connect. I highly encourage everyone to start to look at Hangouts. Now, another thing about Hangouts is it integrates with YouTube. So while you're doing your Hangout, it will automatically be posted to your YouTube account. So you can set it up so people can actually watch the recording. They can go to YouTube and watch your Hangout live. They can watch the recorded version as well. So it's just an awesome way to do that. And this is another good way to tie in video and tie in interaction with your customers and prospects.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening on the Faith, Family, and Prosperity Hour here with Cedric Penn on LA Talk Radio. I got my special guest, Mr. Lonnie Robinson, a business strategist, online expert, done some incredible things in life and in business and working on some big projects. And, you know, our sponsors today, Samsung Mobile, the next big thing. I'm using the Galaxy Note 2, just an incredible handset. And Kia Motors, the official car of the NBA, that's our sponsor, has been our sponsor this season, doing some incredible things with that car. I'm excited about it. I drive one. It drives great. Navigation, air conditions cool, the leather's soft, Lonnie, and it drives down the road very, very smooth, man. So I'm excited about it. But today we have an incredible show that's going on today. And if you're a student of success in business, I appreciate you jumping on here and listening in. We're here every Tuesday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. But we got some big announcements starting May 6th. May 6, 2013, the Faith, Family, Prosperity Hour will start to spread around the country and go global. And that's what we're excited about. We're going to be on Love, 860 a.m., based out of Atlanta. That's going to be a Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern show. And, boy, I tell you what, we're excited about it. We'll be going to different cities around the country, Memphis, Tennessee. We'll be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We'll be in Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona. There's just markets around the country, Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh, coming soon. We'll be looking forward to getting the Faith, Family, and Prosperity Hour across the country. We share the mission of more faith, more family, and more prosperity. Let's talk about that for a second, Lonnie. I know you came from an incredible faith-based family, and I want you to talk a little bit about how faith has been a major part of your success in your business and in your life.
Oh, wow. I tell you what, it is my business and my life. I mean, I grew up in a very religious environment. My mom and my dad, they instilled us the values of not only just sharing and caring, but also just loving, and that whole mindset was based on our belief in God and our belief that, there is a higher being that looks over us and protects us. Sometimes we just don't understand, and they say you don't question it, but we're human. We're not anything other than that. And you get challenged. Your faith gets challenged. But I tell you what, it's because of the foundation that I had, that my mom and dad, my grandparents, and our community. See, I grew up in a time, and I'm telling my age now, I grew up in a time when community was your family. Your community, where you lived, was your family. I mean, if you walked outside and did something you weren't supposed to, the next door neighbor was going to get on you. And they're going to make sure that they had the connection with your parents, and they made sure. We went to church and we went to Bible school, and we used to go to Bible school, my brother and I, and we used to be mad because we'd say, hey, why do we have to be here? Mom doesn't have to be here till 11, and we're here at 8 o'clock, and that was we didn't realize back then how important it was and how it would define who we would become. And I owe my mom and my dad a debt of gratitude that I could never repay. I mean, the only way that I think that I can repay that is by just paying it forward, making sure that my son and his friends and our community, you know, try to reciprocate that and duplicate that whole, you know, what we went through, that whole experience. My wife and I, Sheila, I mean, we really believe in just really caring about people, not judging people, and just I associate that with, it just all comes back to the way we were taught. And,
wow.
You know.
hey, Lon, I'm going to take this to a whole nother. We're about to wind this thing up, and I'm excited. And I'm first of all, man, thanks for jumping on as a friend. And I know you're incredibly busy and successful and helping a lot of people. But you know, we had some incredible times in life, man. I mean, I remember. I got to tell these stories because I had to put you on here for a reason, right? But you know, this guy right here. I mean,
that's right.
This guy right here, man. When I tell you I love him like a brother, listen to me now. My listeners out there been following me for 2 years on here, and thank you for listening on the Faith, Family, and Prosperity Hour. But this guy right here picks up the phone and calls me and tells me about a home, right, in Northern Virginia. You know, we're making a lot. When I say a lot of money, we're helping a lot of people. We're young, and so he goes and buys this house. I mean, so I go over to his house, and I was like, man, this house is crazy. He said, yeah, man, I just put a contract on it, but there's one right around the corner you should get. So, you know, he's selling me on this house. So we get in my car and we drive over there. Actually, we get in my Corvette, right, Lon? We get in my Corvette. We go over there, and I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. So we wanted to live. We didn't only just want to be neighbors and business partners and friends, but we wanted to live in the same subdivision. I mean, monster houses. So I go over, put a contract on the other house, and for whatever reason, we got busy, and we were doing some major rollouts. We were opening up stores in the Washington, D.C. market, and we'd had like a 3 or 4 day run where we had all these shows where our stores would go out, our reps would go out, and we had contracts at Costco's and Sam's, and we would go out and set up booths and sell our handsets. So the 3 or 4 days up until his closing, we were working 14, 15 hours a day, literally. 14, 15 hours a day, literally. So we were exhausted. So the night before the closing on his house, we're at his apartment. His son's not even born, and we're up there till about 2 or 3 in the morning. So I leave. I said, Lonnie, you know, we got to be up early, man. I'll make sure you're up. I'll give you a call. I think his closing was like 9:30 and 9:45 in the morning. I got to tell this story, man, because it's crazy. So
phone battery was dead.
So I start calling this brother about 8:30 in the morning. He's not picking up the phone. 8:30 in the morning, and I happen to live in the same area as well. So I get in the car. I go over there. His phone's going straight to voicemail. So he's in this big gated community, looking all nice in Northern Virginia. So I get out the car and think to myself, there ain't no cars coming. I got to go wake him up. So when I tell this guy I love this man so much, I had to jump a fence, literally jump a fence to get him up for his closing. I had to literally jump a fence. Now, if y'all know me, at that time I was way bigger than I am today. But I got up over that fence, ran up to his door, and woke him up so he could get to his closing. But it was just funny.
What about your suit? What about your suit? What about your suit?
Yeah. Then I was wearing a custom suit that he made for me. That he had another company. It was a custom clothes company. So that suit was disintegrated, obviously.
From jumping the fence, caught on the fence.
Got caught on the fence and just tore my brand new suit up that I bought from him. But he's my friend, and I loved him so much. I was like, man, you got to be at your closing. We've been friends. We've been tight ever since. And we helped a lot of people. We made a lot of money, but we did it the right way, and we never forgot that.
Oh yeah, man. And you know, there's a lot of humility there because even now those stories stand out because you know a lot of the reasons why you are where you are is because of where you came from and how you dealt with that and the lessons that you learned from that. And I learned a lot of lessons along the way. And now that's why in my business now, I'm always cognizant of my clients and my prospects. And I think of, hey, a lot of times we look at it in this business, it's become a numbers game, especially with social media. I mean, most of the statistics that I brought out were impressive because of the massive numbers, right? And it kind of transcends in some people's business. And I kind of steered away from that a while back, because basically business is not a numbers game. Business is a interest game. You got to be interested in your prospects and customers. You got to think of, hey, this person could really be struggling here, and they may really require my help, and I could be their last resource. They could have been through some incredible stuff, unfortunately, and now I could be that one person that can help them and turn that around. And I reflect, and I think on the difficult times I've been through. I think of the incredible friendships like the one I share with you, and I think of, with my family and our community has taught me that we got to care for each other. We got to look out for each other. So that is a vital component of your business. A lot of people talk about processes. They talk about mind maps and business plans. If you don't have that passion and that compassion for others, then your business really is lacking, and I kind of feel sorry for you. So I think that, if you're going to be in business, you want to do something that you're passionate about doing. You want to do something that you enjoy doing, something that you will never get tired of, and you've got to be a people person. And like I said, we get confused with that now because the internet has made it easier to not have to really connect with people, and you want to be able to make sure that you have that connection.
Well, Rod, I want to wrap. I got the engineer in my ear telling me it's time to wrap this thing up. So I really appreciate you jumping on today, man, and sharing with everybody, my listeners from around the country, around the globe. The Faith, Family, and Prosperity Hour is a mission. It's a movement, and our whole role is to bring quality people on here and to share their successes that they had in their life while they kept their faith and their family and their prosperity in proper perspective. And today we have a giant on here, a business strategist, somebody I got a tremendous amount of respect for, Mr. Lonnie Robinson. You definitely want to go out there and connect with him on the internet. And I'm giving you my personal endorsement that I know what kind of gentleman he is and what he stands for and what he's going to bring to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Faith, Family, Prosperity Hour here at LA Talk Radio. This is Cedric Penn. I believe success is a decision. The question is, have you made a decision yet to be successful? Be blessed. Until next time.
You're listening to Faith, Family, and Prosperity with Cedric Penn, only on LA Talk Radio.